Metin on the repair and maintenance of Hajj locations during Ottoman Empire from Eskişehir Osmangazi University Theology Faculty. We would like to leave him the floor for his presentation now. Floor is yours, esteemed professor.
Distinguished President and the people who are watching us online, I would like to send you my greetings. When we talk about Hajj location, that is the Mesjid al-Haram and Safa and Merve for Sa'i, and for Vakfe worship, and Arafat region, and Muzdalife and Mina are the locations for Hajj. So these are the sacred locations where the Prophet Muhammad lived, and so the Muslims were always curious about these locations. And during the Emewis and Abbasids, these places were restored, maintenance and restoration were carried out during these. And also during the Ottoman Empire, they also they were keen on these places, and Arab Mescid-i Nebevi and also the Mecca region were also maintained and restored. The Ottoman Padishahs started the Surre, Yıldırım Beyazıt's son, Çelebi Mehmet, first sent this surah to those regions, and then they became the Halife of the whole Islamic world. The servant of Mecca and Medina. This was the title they received. So Ottomans made it an organization, institutional organization, to carry out the maintenance and restoration of that location, and the waterways of the region, and the situations in pandemic situations. The voice is not coming. I'm so sorry, as the translator. Now it's okay. So all the people who deal with the maintenance and restoration, they did all their best to carry out this service and to give good conditions, to provide good conditions for the people coming them to fulfill their obligation. Voice, excuse me, the translator is speaking. Voice is not proper. In Mescid-i Haram, lots of changes were made, especially in Kanuni Sultan Süleyman. Near Mescid-i Haram, he had 4 masjids built, and müderrises were appointed. And these were made in the Ottoman style. So there is the minaret. And around Mescid al-Haram there were mountains, and there are floods, and natural disasters also appeared there. So this caused some damages in the area. During Kanuni Sultan Süleyman period, they made some restorations. The second Selim Ottoman Padişah made the porches with domes, and the waterway was finished during his time. During the third Murat, the waterways were cleaned, and there were some repair activities, and the voice. And there were few poor people who could not bring their sejade to pray. So for these people also comfortable places were prepared in case that they cannot use sejades. So while praying, the conditions were not proper, were not comfortable. So the voice, and the ground was covered by. Excuse me, I have to interrupt you because we cannot hear you, the distinguished speaker, very well. This is not a good presentation in regards of the link. So we would like you to get you again because at the moment the link is not good, the connection is not good, and we cannot receive your voice. So if you please, we can take you later when the connection is renewed. And now we are returning back to our professor from Osmangazi, Faculty of Theology, İsmail Metin. If he is there online, he can go on with his presentation. Welcome again. Excuse us. As actually we have gone the first half of the time with you. Our time is limited, so I'm going to give you 10 minutes. And if you may remind us what you have talked about and finish your presentation in 10 minutes, we will be grateful. Yes, we can hear your voice very well. We hope that it will go on in the right way. Thank you very much. So, distinguished President and participants watching us online and the participants here. So we are talking about the locations where the Hajj duty is exercised, and the places where the vakfe is made, and Müzdelife, Mina. So the Mecca and Medina population were respected by the Ottoman public people and the administrators as well. This is very important. So they made very important donations, and they assumed the maintenance and restoration and quarantine and the construction of some places in Kabe region. So they were working very enthusiastically for this job, the Ottoman people, I mean. In Mecca and Medina, after the Ottoman administration started, lots of changes were made. Kanuni Sultan Süleyman built 4 masjids in Mescid-i Haram, and it is integrated in these 4 masjids were integrated with Mescid-i Haram. And Kanuni Sultan Süleyman also repaired, had the minarets repaired, and some of the minarets were rebuilt. And what about the physical maintenance? Mescid-i Haram is surrounded by mountains, so lots of times natural disasters and floods unfortunately gave harm to these places. So in order to prevent the flood giving harm to Mescid-i Haram, the gates were heightened by some stones underneath, and Ottomans, for the people who thinking that the people who were praying in Mescid-i Haram were poor, so to provide them the suitable conditions, Ottoman Empire renovated the situation in the Mescid-i Haram, and the pebbles were renewed, and during the third Murat, this ground was paved with marble, and the embellishment and also the lights were maintained to lighten the surrounding, and the wax and the olive oil need occurred. So the Ottoman central administration was given information about this. So from Ottoman Empire, Surre started, and they sent their social help. And for the guests coming to the Mescid-i Haram, it should have been clean. That's why there was a title which referred to the people who were in charge of the cleaning of these places. Ferashet is another thing, that is the maintenance and cleaning of Ferashet, means the cleaning of these sacred places. And also the repair of the sacred places and Kabe. So there was the danger of being collapsed on the part of Kabe. So the first Ahmet sent some people there to repair the walls, and he also made 16 Nitaki Kabe to there, and also this Nitaki cap and the keys and the other belongings to Kabe were sacred, and during the religious ceremonies, these objects were also visited by the public, And Mecca, Medina, and Hajj were also important places for the fulfillment of the practice of Hajj. So waterways in these regions were important. Sultan Süleyman also opened new sources of water and renewed the waterways, and maintenance is also carried out later on. And Mescid Nebevi is also the maintenance of Mescid Nebevi was carried out during the Ottoman period. In 1531 and 1532, some engineers and some masters of construction were sent there to carry out this maintenance and repair works. And Mescid-i Nebevi was also repaired, and gifts were sent to these places. During the Ottoman Empire, the most important construction was made during Sultan Abdülmecid. It started in 1849 and it was finished in 12 years. So the constructors built new things, and the best of the construction materials were used. And in a document, it is seen that 6,600 kurush was spent at those times. So this maintenance and repair continued during the Ottoman Empire until 1949. Later on, Saudi Arabia overtook the responsibility to make the maintenance and repair and cleaning. So one thing is important, the porches built there did not, the length of these porches did not exceed the length of Kabe. This is important, and also the ground was renewed for the pilgrims to walk freely and easily. You will be able to read the proceedings later on. At the moment, we are experiencing a pandemic. We see that there's an interruption in the Hajj worship. So we hope that it will start again. So I would like to congratulate the presidency of the religious affairs for this very nice international symposium. Yes, thank you very much.